Hello,
Hello, everybody.
everybody. We're
We're
working in the park
trying
today.
something
We
new
want
and
to add
see how this works. I
a new
got
structure onto the end of the
roller
pizza den,
coaster
where right now
planet
it's just the
two
three
with the paraded
facilities.
pack and
So
the
I'm going to
wizard pack and
enclose
stuff. I
that,
have
and
that
we're going to
on
work on
my
that and create a little structure
PC now,
here.
so I'm trying
And then
something new
we
with
need to do a little bit more
voiceover
down here at
recording.
this
See
other
how it
end,
works.
but I want to get this done first. Kind of start finishing things before I move on to something else instead of doing something else and forgetting to come back and finish something up. But what I've done is I created this little areas here that was squared off by the three different facilities, and I'm making it look like there's access to get to the maybe maintenance and cleaning and stuff like that, that they can have access to the facilities. And I'm just putting in these things here. Not really sure. It says fuel station, but I don't know. They look like vacuum cleaners to me. So I thought put one in here for each of the facilities, and that's what the employees can use to clean that area. High tech now. So I enclose that, and basically what it's doing is just filling up an empty space so it doesn't look so empty. So now I need to build up, trying to. Oh, I have to explain the little Lego figures I have here. Those aren't part of Coaster Planet. I play Lego Worlds, and in there I'm creating the different characters. Like there's Grezzel, um, there's a couple of different characters there that I can use. I have Grezzel, I have Jazzy Jazz, Jesse, Sergeant Bones, and that they're making up a Lego band, a band in Lego World. So I got a little place I created here. I have their drum kit there. That's Jessie. She plays the drums. Grizzle plays the bass guitar, and then Sergeant Bones he plays regular guitar, and then I have Jazzy Jazz as the lead singer. So that's why I have a few of these characters up here, and just not to make confuse people thinking that they're part of Coaster Planet. They're not. I was thinking about going in, maybe creating a couple characters that look similar without actually doing using the Lego characters themselves or creating on them because they're already copyrighted type thing. So these are the characters that I made in the game. This one right here, like I said, is Grizzle. He plays the guitar, plays the bass guitar, and I, as old Grizz, that Grizzle, my main character, I also play the bass guitar. Um, and then I also do this, our studio drummer playing the drums. So I put some of the music that we do in the background, but most of the time the music comes from the program I'm using to edit these clips. So I was using Share Factory, but like I said, the PlayStation 5 is kind of been. I have to see if I can get it fixed or get it running right, so I can go back on and make contact with my console friends out there and haven't forgot you. See, a lot of the stuff I'm doing now is because of the stuff that um, I picked up from your, suggestions and stuff like that. I'm still using that stuff, so like put in the fence. it's it's a bushes, but it makes a good looking fence. So, but I was building this here. I didn't want to overload with a bunch of stuff, but I had to put something in there. So when you're looking up, you see like there's stuff going on. Um, so I have to come up with a name for this place, and I'm trying to think. I think we can use uh, idea of used before is there's a school for employees there, and we'll make that a staff training. So an idea that they use staffs, magic users use staffs, so they could go there and do their training using their wands and their staffs. And then they put them out there in amongst the park doing different things that magic users would do with a wand or a staff. So that's why I came up with the idea for that. So that's what's being built at the end. I'm finishing up with a little touches here on the pizza den, making it look a little bit more instead of just an empty wall because it was looking too empty. So I'm putting these signs and showing that there's soda, there's a soda counter. I have the pizza counter, plus there's a gift counter around the side there for those that are playing those games that give out tickets. So I'm not sure if we can, or if that's just a guest that get to do that kind of stuff. So we'll see when I open it up and see how that works. But I have a few games in there. I think I got some over at afternoon tea. So there's Grezzel. Like I said, when I first started playing Lego Worlds, he is the first character I created in Lego Worlds. Once you were able to change him up, because you had to, as the game progressed and you found different figures, you could use those figures to create the one you're using. For instance, I had to find a person that so I could do Jazzy Jazz and Jesse. Both of them are characters that you gotta talk to and to get a golden block from them, and then you can use them. You put them to your memory, and then you can use them to create your other characters. Like this little guy. There's Grezzel. I was thinking of the guy that's running around that I hired to be Grezzel, and this here character looks a lot like him. So there's Grezzel. There he is. And I did run a character similar to this. Ark is the first Lego character I had with the black beard and the hair. Resembles the character I had created with Ark that I have to recreate again because it's on a PlayStation 4, and that one I don't have a controller to operate it. But for right now, I can use the Lego World here and on the PC, and that's where I'm getting these characters from. Like I said, old Grizz, he resembles the guy that I got hired as Grezzel in the park. And this one here, I just kind of painted the beard white, red, but it's not actually red. It's either white or black, I think. It's either white or black. It looks like an old Grezzel. Well, Grezzel, my original Grezzel started out as a Tauren. They do have a Minotaur in here where you got the head of the bull and then the body like that of the human. That was Grezzel. I ran him that for the longest time. And I'd like to get back into it, run him again. Kind of go back to classic World of Warcraft and start at the beginning, and then re-tame my cat, Taz, and then Grezzel and Taz again, going through the different areas that we used to go as youngsters. But it's gonna be fun. We'll see. But for right now, I'm busy with the Coaster Planet. I'm doing some big builds. I got a big idea for Lego World, and that's why I have right now where they're setting up, and you see some of the background of the stuff. It's on the space one there where you can build on the edge, and in the background would be the Earth or the moon. So you can make some neat little landscape type looks and stuff like that, using the different worlds and stuff you can find in Lego worlds. But I want to go back to right there. That's how you can create the different characters. And a couple of the places I'm playing in now is like Sandbox. And when it's Sandbox, then it has everything that would be in the game. So you can pick and choose your different characters and choose the look. Because this one here, I had a couple different hair pieces, but in order to get the horns and stuff, it has to be the white hair and beard. No, I put the white beard on, but it looks a lot like this here. Hired as Grezzel. So this is a entertainer. The new thing with the new DLC and stuff is like the hammer's lit up, and he's got that little emblem on his chest that's lit up. That's a new addition to the new the old the update that we had. They got a new one now, and there's a couple different things in there as well. Plus, they got one more DLC I need to purchase, and then I'll have everything up to date. But for right now, I still can build, and I got most of this done. I'm going to work on that other end there, and then this whole block will be done. And then I can turn over to the other side of the street and start putting stuff in there. Trying to think of a couple of flat rides I might use across the street and kind of make them like they're inside a building or something. We'll see. I do know I'd like to put in a go-kart track. I love the go-kart tracks. I had so much fun doing the forklifts with that. I could do something similar to here. I'm not going to do a factory type thing. That's already been done. I just want to create the area that I had created on PlayStation 5 with the different water ride, and that created that area for old Grezzel's place, and I can put a couple of restaurants or fast food stuff in there for different places. Like I'm trying to think in the South Shore, something there. Crossroads was one. We used to have a bunch of fights there. One person would come in there from the other factions, start in, and then the big boys would come and give the call out, "Hey, we're being attacked," and then the 60s would come. That's back when that was a top, back 60 was a highest, so if you were just at 30, they'd be beating up on you. So you bring in a couple of 30s to go after the 60. It was fun. We had some good battles and some good times. So what I'm going to do right now, let's do an old Grizz, not old Grizz, a Mr. Voiceover, and then we'll see what this sounds like. So, Mr. Voiceover.
Script clip from EA Studios in Somerville, that old Grizz going to jazz. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. There you go. Go ahead, Mr. Voiceover. Let's try something real quick. Hello? Cut, print, and post. Put it in the canon on the shelf from EA Studios. That old Grizz. Thank you for watching and thank you for following. How's that, Mr. Editor?
That was pretty good, Mr. Voiceover. Like I said, we're just playing. They were on staff training. I got the 2 wizards on the porch. There's 2 wizards inside. I'm not going to put a lot of stuff. Like I said, I'm trying to keep the percentage down so I can put a lot more stuff in before I can open it up. But there's old Grizz. I'm old Grizz. Grezzel's my character that I run. I used to go as Grezzel, but then when we changed servers, I had to change my name, and that's when I switched it over to Old Grizz, OELGREZ. It's kind of like a shortened version of Grezzel and
Hello,
many that I
everybody.
put on in the past. So with that, I'll say thank you for watching and thank you for following. And we'll, I'm going to see how this turned out. We'll talk to you on the next one.